All right, next up is the chair. For those who don't know, my graduation gift to myself is going to be a balanced body chair. I believe it's going to be Fjord Blue, in case anyone had a burning desire. I have some color swatches on their way, and hopefully it's not too much of a pre-excitement, but it's coming. So, chair, and
I didn't know you could get it in
also
colors.
can.
I had no clue that you could get it in colors.
Oh yeah, there's I think there's 32 colors. There's purple. So when you get your reformer and your chair, you can get it too in purple. There's a front and a back of the chair. So the front of the chair is where the pedal is. The back of the chair is where this cactus is. That also looks like a spine. So an easy way that we tell pretty much the classes to remember, it looks like a spine. A spine is in our back. So that is the back of the chair. The pedal is in the front of the chair. The chairs that we have here, balanced by this EXO version, has one cactus with 4 cactus arms on each side. It has 2 springs, not a light and a heavy, just 2 springs that are equal tension. The left spring is supposed to go on the left of the cactus, right spring is supposed to go on the right of the cactus. You can mix and match, so 1, the lowest spring, closest to the floor, is just like an elevator, 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. So level 1, least amount of resistance, level 4, most amount of resistance. You can have both springs on, or you can have 1 spring on. But if you have both springs on, you shouldn't have one in a 4, or even 1 in a 3. They should really be on equal 2 and 2, 3 and 2, or just 1 apart. So 2 and 2, 3 and 3, or 2 and 3, or 4 and 3, or 1 and 2. So just some technicalities about the chair. So we are going to start with leg presses, so hamstring curls. So what I'd like you to do is lay down on the mat with your glutes relatively close to the front of this chair where this wood rail is. Lay on down, arms are nice and down by your side. We're going to reach those feet up and try to put the heels on the bar. So hip distance, it looks pretty good. Does that feel nice and comfortable from a distance? Okay, so you're on a 3-0, so it should feel nice and comfortable. So we're going to begin by engaging the core, keeping the pelvis in neutral, nice proud chest, shoulders are relaxed, keep them nice and stabilized. And you're going to try to just use those hamstrings. So the toes dorsiflexed up towards the ceiling. You're going to push down with your heels onto the pedal as you lower the pedal towards your glutes. And then bring the pedal back up, nice and in control. 2 more times. We're going to press the pedal down. It doesn't have to go all the way down. So you want to keep the pelvis in neutral. So if when you push down, you feel everything come out of whack, don't go down that far. Just go down to where you feel like you still have control. 1 more time. Hamstring pull. And letting the pedal come back up. Good job. From here, different variations. We're not going to do them today. You have the classic heels on, toes are up to the ceiling, hip distance apart, or isotuberculosis apart, because I can never say that word, so it will forever be hip distance apart in my mind. But heels on, you could always do a Pilates feet that will target a different section of those hamstrings. You can always have feet wide. You can even do toes or arches on. But for today, that was perfect. So you can go ahead and bring 1 foot at a time back down to the floor. And you can go ahead and sit up. We're going to stand up and we're going to switch our positions on the chair. I'm just going to pull this mat a little bit farther out so we can push the chair in so that you're not hanging halfway out of the picture, even though you might like that. So I'm not going to say anything about that. So let me just see if that looks good on the camera. Yeah, that's fine. So you're going to walk over to the back of the chair, and this time we're going to do some prone arm work, okay? So what I'd like you to do is start by lining up. So you're going to take your feet back about 1.5 feet, and you're going to put both hands on the top of the chair, and then you're going to lean your hips so that they line up right with the front of the chair, the back of the chair. Perfect. That'll just get you into a place where you can then scoot up and down a little bit more easily. So you're going to lay your torso down on the chair. So you want to have the aces, the bony part of those hips, about 1 to 2 inches away from that chair edge. So you want to feel centered and supported by that chair. You don't want to feel like you're straining to be in that position. We're gonna take one hand, we're gonna flex the elbow to bend the elbow. We're gonna put the hand on the forehead. Different variations, you can tuck the elbow in, you can have the arm stretched out to the side, you can have it behind your back. This, I think, is just easier. The other hand, right below your shoulder, palm of the hand is on the pedal. You're gonna keep the core nice and engaged, and then you're gonna extend the elbow as you push the pedal down. How does the tension feel?
Good.
Good, okay. Flexing the elbow, coming back up, extending the elbow to press the pedal down. Don't worry about how far down it goes. It's not about touching the bottom of the rail. It's about your range of motion. So you want to keep the core engaged, controlling the movement, flexing the elbow. One more, extending the arm, and then flexing the elbow to come back up. So now if you want, we're going to add on. So if you want to switch arms, just let both get a little bit of a break. Your right elbow is going to come into the flex. Palm is on your forehead. Left arm is centered underneath your shoulder. Looks perfect. Palm of the hand is on the pedal. Engaging the core, you're going to push the pedal down. And then you're going to add in a twist. So you're going to take a twist towards the right. You're going to extend that arm out to the side so you get deeper into that side twist in the flexion. You're going to bend at the elbow. Hand comes back to the forehead. You're going to turn to come back to neutral, lowering back down. Pushing down into the pedal. We're going to add in that oblique twist, twisting towards that bent or flexed arm. Extend that arm out straight to add a little bit more to the extension. Then flex at the elbow, hand comes back to your forehead. You're going to come out of the twist, facing down towards the ground. Elbow bends, pedal comes back up. One more, we're going to push the pedal down. We're going to add that rotation in, extend the arm out, so you get a little bit extra. Bending at the elbow, flexing that elbow, hand comes back to the forehead, forehead looks back down to the ground. We bend the elbow and we let the pedal rise back up. Good job. We're going to stay in this position to do what's called a swan. So we're going to get into our back extension. So if you want, you can keep your toes on the floor. If you want, you can scoot up on the chair just a little bit more so that your hips are just naturally lifting up to hip height. Whatever feels good. Your legs are abducted, hip distance apart. Toes are plantar flex, so your toes are pointed towards the door. Elbows are flexed, hands are bent. We're going to push down into the pedal. You're going to keep the arms nice and straight. And then with the straight arms, you're going to lift the chest up, lifting the shoulders up, head comes up. You're getting into that upper spine. And then you're going to push back down with straight arms, letting the spine come out of flexion. Then take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to lift that back up, lifting through that thoracic spine, lifting the head up. Gaze goes in front, pushing the arms back down. We're coming back down to that neutral spine. One more. Nice flat back. We start by lifting up with the pedal, letting the pedal bring up the chest. Coming up, your ACES lifts up, that's perfect. And then we're going to come back down on the pedal. Good job. This time we're going to flex the arms, bending at the elbows, letting the pedal come back up. Go ahead and put your hands back on the top of that chair as you shimmy back to be able to stand back up. Feeling good?
Yeah.
We got 2 more to do. So we are going to do elephant, or what they call piking, which is what I know is your and my favorite thing. Once that pure blue or whatever color I wind up getting shows up, I will be doing variations of this every month. And you know I will. I'll be sending videos. So with the chair, you want to feel supported, but you obviously want to work. Now, it has been a long day, so I don't want you to be uber challenged. So normally, 3-2 on the chair is what I think is pretty supportive for everyone. For people that want really good workouts, 3-1 for the advanced with great control of their abdominals. 4-0 is like a really, I think, challenging, especially for our group environments. And then, if you have somebody that's coming out of a 1-5 doing this for the first time, still working on their oblique strength, 3-3 or 4-3 even, gives them the support that they need to not feel like a failure, where they can pull the pedal up and they still feel it in their core, but they're just not strong enough yet to go on to a 3-2 or a 3-1 that we would normally see in like level 2s at Club Pilates. So what I would like you to do is walk towards the front of the chair. You're gonna be facing the front of the chair. Your hands are gonna be wide. So you're gonna have the palm of your hands, one on one side, one on the other side, fingers wrapped around the bottom, just like that. So just for logistics, your hands are perfect just where they are. If your hands were a little bit closer to the front of the chair, it would be a lot more challenging because you have to pike in a more severe angle and come onto your shoulders more. If you put them closer to the back of the chair, it would give you a little bit more grace, just so that you kind of know from a dynamic. So when you're ready, you're gonna inhale, flex the knee, bring the toe onto the foot bar, and then you're gonna press the pedal all the way down. Hand goes back. We're gonna bring the other toe on. So in the position for our legs, we wanna come into a Pilates V. So your heels are together. You're gonna be on your toes. Heels are lifted. Back of the legs are zipped up. So when we do the pike, from the hip to the toe, try not to change that alignment. You wanna keep it nice and straight. So your head is looking down right in front of the chair. You're gonna start by shifting the weight over your arms, over your shoulders, elbows are slightly bent, and when you're ready, you're gonna lift those hips up, and then lower the pedal down, trying to hover it just off the bottom. We're gonna go once again. As you exhale, lift the hips up. As the hips come up, head drops down to feel nice and natural, looking at the knees. As you inhale, you lower the pedal, hovering 1 inch, head comes up. One more time as you exhale.
Sorry, I have a stomach cramp.
No stomach cramping in videos.
Oh,
Careful.
just give it a second, it'll pass.
You okay? Do you want to step
Yep,
off the
no,
chair?
no, you're good, you're good. I always feel it move, and then it's
If you
okay.
need to belch on video, I'd be honored.
This is what-
Right, Matthew? Something different?
I hope he watches this.
All us little chickens running around. I know.
Alright, I'll do one more.
Okay, one more. Well, it's your favorite. You like doing this stuff.
I do.
So nice flat back to start, nice straight legs. Legs are engaged. Start by transferring some weight and pressure over those arms, over the hands, lifting up in a flat back. Hips are lifted, and then we lower back down. Nice and in control. Good job. There's lots of variations that can be done. We were in a Pilates V. You could always do single leg. You know, when you get to more advanced, you can get into those obliques by bringing the hands catty-cornered onto the edges of the chair and turning the toes and the heels in one direction to target the obliques, not just the center line. So lots of fun stuff. And then we've got one more exercise for you. On this chair, we are going to keep it 3-2. I mean, we can do the 3-2.
Yeah.
Let's try the 3-2. The 3-2
Okay.
is going to be a lot of support going to
Up.
come down,
Right.
and it might catapult you up a little bit. But let's see, if it doesn't feel safe, we will change it. So we are going to do stand-ups. So we're going to do leg ups. Single, let me get the official name, standing leg work. So you want the chair close to the wall. It doesn't have to be against the wall. You just want it so when you're standing, when you're doing the movement, if you need to brace, the wall is there for you. So there's a bunch of variations for the hands depending on your comfort level. Essentially what you're going to do is have 1 foot on the pedal, 1 foot on the chair. And we're going to press through the foot that is standing on the chair platform to come into a standing position so the pedal raises with your back foot. So you can have your hands on to the wall. For starters, that's the safest one. Others will have hands by their sides, hands like genie arms, hands out to the sides. Depending on their comfort level, it will all play with the balance. But for starters, if you want to have it on the wall, it's probably the safest. So you're going to go ahead, walk towards the chair, picking up one leg, putting the toe on the pedal, pushing the pedal all the way down. Once the pedal's down and you feel comfortable with your foot position, flex the opposite knee, bring the opposite foot to the top of the chair. Beautiful. You feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
So wall is right there for support. You want to try to have those hips square towards the floor. Pelvis is in nice and neutral. Core is engaged. Shoulders are also nice and squared off, right? So that squareness that you see between the shoulders right now and the hips right now, can you drop the left hip down a little bit?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So the hips are almost straight, the left hip is just a little bit raised, but that's okay.
I think it's because my foot's up here. Like if I go like this, are they more even?
No, it's keeping the same
Oh,
line.
is it?
But
Okay.
it's okay.
All right.
It's probably just tight hamstrings.
Oh,
So we know that
totally,
you have
yes,
them,
yeah.
that will do that. So this leg, you want to keep the extension. You want to have plantar flex, so raising the heel. So you want to try to keep this leg as straight, just like it is. And the other thing that people tend to make the mistake of is when we come up into the stand, they will come up all the way and take the stress off the pedal. Keep the leg straight the whole time. You want to have some weight pushing through those toes for support, okay? So we're in our starting position. We're going to try to keep those shoulders squared off. We're going to try to keep the hips squared off. We're going to engage the core. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, push through that left foot, extending the knee, coming back up. Beautiful. As you inhale, we're going to flex the left knee, lowering the pedal back down, bringing it back to hover right about there. Good job. As you exhale, pushing through the foot, the left foot, standing back up. As you inhale, flex that knee, pushing through the right toe to help push the pedal down. Good job. One more. We're going to push through the heel of the left foot, extending that left knee, coming up. Beautiful. And as you inhale, you're going to flex the left knee, pressing through the right foot. And this time we're going to bring the right foot all the way down. There you go. You can put your hands on the wall, hands on the top of the chair, whatever's more comfortable for stability. Both feet on the pedal, now one foot on the ground, and gently lift the pie back up. Woo! Chairs! Yes! We're all gonna go buy chairs. Be right back with the next section.